Hello, this short video is going to go over the fluency strategy, read good fit books. Now we know this cafe menu has many different strategies for us to use when reading. And one of the great things about good fit books is that if we have a good fit book, all of these other strategies can come in handy too. So we're able to use things like retelling the story or monitor and fix up because it's a good fit for us and we can read most of the words. So we're going to review what good fit book means. So we've talked about a few different strategies to remember when we're picking a book. The first is IPICK. And so in our classroom we have this anchor chart. Obviously we're not there right now, but I wanted to review this with you because it really is important when picking a book on IPICK or at home or from a book store or a book order. So all of these things are important, and some of them you can't tell through book orders and things like that, but keeping in mind as we're picking books out. So IPICK stands for I choose a book, and I look it over inside and out. So when I choose a book, I'm choosing a book based on a purpose. Why do I want to read it? Is it something I'm interested in? Right? So I stands for interest. Does it interest me? Or is it something like, for me, about, if it was something about the space station, I might not be as interested in it as I would be if it was about teaching or about farm life or sea animals. So finding a book that interests you. Also, do I understand what I'm reading? So we know that there's lots of cafe strategies for comprehension, but we want to make sure that we're understanding what we're reading. So if we're not, then maybe it's not a good fit book. And K stands for knowing most of the words. If we don't know most of the words, it's really going to be hard to understand the book. So all of these pieces fall into I pick and picking a good fit book. So I choose it. It has to be independently me. I choose the book for a purpose that I want to read it. Does it interest me? Do I understand it? And do I know most of the words? We've also talked about, is it a good fit book? So does it fit me? So is the book too hard? Do I not know most of the words? Then maybe it is too hard. Or do I not understand it? Then maybe it is too hard. I might be able to solve all the words as I'm reading, but if I don't understand it, then it's too hard. Is the book too easy? Can I just zoom through it and it's not a challenge for me? Then it's maybe one of those warm-up books, not necessarily a good fit book. And am I interested in it? Remember, interest is huge. If you're interested in the book, it's going to be so much more fun to read. And does it serve my purpose? Am I reading for fun? Am I reading to learn something? So making sure that it serves the purpose you want. So we talked about this at school, that I'm not going to wear winter boots to the beach because that doesn't serve my purpose, right? But we need to focus on a book that does serve our purpose. And it can just be reading for fun or for enjoyment. And so if we're not interested in it, that's going to make it hard too. Lastly, we also talked about too easy, too hard, and just right. As we're reading it, if we're reading too fast and it's not a challenge for us at all, and we don't even have to pay attention to what we're reading because it's just so easy, then it's too easy for us. That would be kind of like our warm-up book. It might be a book we've read 1,000,000 times and absolutely love, but it's too easy for us. So we can read it, but it's just going to be our warm-up book. It's not going to be the one we focus on during read to self time. If it's too hard and we're reading it really slowly and we can't understand it because we're reading so slow and it's taking a lot of brain power and we're tired after reading one page, that's too hard. So then we need to go back to the book bins and find a book that fits for us, or go back to IPICK and find a different book that works for us. And if it's just right, that means that we can sound out most of the words and we still understand it. It's not slowing us down a lot. There's a lot of sight words in there that we know. It's not too hard. It's just right. We're able to read it like we're speaking. And so that is going to be a good fit book for us because it's going to allow us to use all those different strategies we've been learning about. We're going to be able to understand it if we don't have to work so hard at sounding things out. And it's also going to help us grow as a reader because it's not too easy. It's just right. So as you're looking for good fit books, make sure that you're focusing on those not too easy, not too hard, but those just right books. And make sure that you're picking it for a purpose, your interest, that you can understand it and know most of the words. All right. Have fun picking your books and remember to keep reading.